Welcome to Session 10 of Novo. Where we last left off, the party was in the ground floor boardroom at their home base in Nagoya Castle. "They are coming," the sickly blonde girl on the screen said forebodingly. As if on cue, the overhead lights flicker off. A moment passes in darkness before the backup generator, nestled in the bowels beneath the castle, breathes life back into the system. It's shortly before midnight, and the room is cast in shadows lit only by the dim orange bulbs of the emergency system. Silas spots the menacing figure of an Aleph model through the view screen of his mechanical scout, which hovers in the corner of each of your collective interlinks. The drone is hovering beside an office building just outside the perimeter. Is this a triad force? The streets are dark, bereft of their usual noise and activity. The snake-like cable connecting Rachel's screen to its wheelbase retracts into the unit, leaving behind what looks like a small, chrome-colored briefcase. You have only a few moments to prepare.
Does my interlink still work, Bertrand?
I'm sorry?
I was asking, does my interlink still work?
Yes, all of your interlinks are still working.
You mentioned
in that case, just 1 second, Justin. In that case, Sasori will very calmly activate his interlink and send out a simple command to all of the Sumeragi-kai to listen back to previously on defensive points.
The men acknowledge your order and begin taking up positions around windows and trying to secure the underground.
BR, I'm going to start activating all of my camouflage, putting things on, and going about starting to become the invisible ninja.
Your heavy augmentations hum to life as your character fades from vision. You feel a certain sense of anticipation, perhaps even a distant sense of enjoyment, as the power overwhelms you, and your adrenaline kicks in.
Excellent timing, Dan. We just started.
Hey there, Dan. Welcome to the session.
Thanks, BR.
Now, we're going to be doing some combat here in the beginning, and the initial scene, your character is not going to be involved in, so I don't know how long you'll have to wait. Probably an hour or more.
It might be an hour. Okay.
It could easily be, yeah.
Okay. I'll hang out. If I have to take off, I will let you all know quietly and privately.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alright, so I assume that Sasori, you're going to be taking command of the troops during the course of the battle.
Begrudgingly. Contemplating as he does, this site was the home of my ancestors for generations, and now it's been broken into twice in the last 2 weeks. I am a terrible samurai. Halted.
Yes. I agree.
In the mass combat rules, I'll teach you a little bit about how initiative works. Since you're going to be taking command of your forces, Sasori, I'd like you to make an intelligence analysis or strategy roll, if you would, please.
Does tactics work here or no?
Nope. However, strategy, I do believe, has a relationship with the tactics skill.
I believe it defaults to tactics -5 or 6.
Yeah, I will double check for you. Yes, it can be either IQ -6, intelligence analysis -6, or tactics -6, whichever is highest.
The tactics check. This is not going to end well.
May I try to assist him, BR, while he's doing this?
Certainly. If that assumes that Sasori is willing to allow you to bark orders into your info link to his soldiers.
You assume correctly. Bark! Bark, for the love of God!
Okay. We can take that circumstance penalty from tactics -6 to tactics -4 for you, Evan.
Okay, make me the roll, Bertrand.
Okay. What is your tactics?
My tactics would be statistic +2, which is IQ, So it would ideally be 13, however, it would now be an 8.
Okay. You have a total of 12. So you fail by a margin of 4.
My eternity.
I guess I try to step in and salvage
That's
it.
including the bonus that
Okay.
you've provided. Now, if you want to substitute in your own skill later, you can order the troops directly, assuming that Sasori is okay with that. But we've already done the initiative roll.
Okay.
Here's what you're able to find. In the streets outside the castle, armored vehicles have cordoned off the streets. Conspicuously missing are the red flashing lights of the Sendenbu police cruisers. In fact, there's no sign of pedestrian traffic anywhere within visual range, but you're unable to get a decent read of how many forces you're facing and their precise composition. Besides, of course, the Aleph model, which sticks out against the background of the night.
The Aleph model, is that their thing or is it our thing? What is it?
It looks incredibly similar to the augmented figure that you encountered back in China.
Oh,
Which makes you wonder if perhaps this belongs to the Triads.
Interesting. I also have a little bit of actual in-depth knowledge of that thing from the last time I did a full examination of one. I might want to try and hack his brain.
Yeah, you do have some advanced knowledge.
So I might have to go full camo and start hacking at a distance.
So, you do have the opportunity now to formulate a battle plan. The outside force has gone first. They're attempting to establish perimeter, that much you can tell through your info, thanks. What sort of strategy would you like to formulate?
So sorry, my plan on my side is I'm just going to try and cause whatever chaos I can.
I'm going to be stealthing through, giving advanced recon to the members of Sasori's triad or Yakuza while moving about, trying to find weak points in that.
Are you going to leave the castle to do this, or are you peering through windows?
Oh no, I'm leaving the castle.
Okay.
Using my technet into his. So, this will actually be tactics.
Alright. Let's,
Caleb, are you going to be basically okay to set up a triage center for my men when they start coming in?
Yeah, I can do that. But I'm also going to try and get my chopper off the ground at that first opportunity.
In that case, Bertrand, I think what we're going to do here is this place was designed as to withstand an assault. I think we're going to play it purely defensive, aka try to throw them back. You know, nothing fancy. Let them come at us.
Turn this
Okay.
into a battle of
Then
attrition.
I won't try and get my chopper off the ground if that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're basically turning this into a battle of attrition.
okay, well that's definitely a defensive strategy. in that
Justin,
combat rule.
attempt to get the.
I didn't catch what you said there.
Justin, you basically, I need everything to be recorded because I also want, as this is happening, I want it up on the net.
Silas, could you please send your bots out and record everything? And I'll make a little redirection thing. We can redirect it onto one of the Darknet websites. It'll spread out from there.
Okay. You redirect the camera video feed from the air, and Silas's drone switches over into recording mode, establishing a nice, consistent shot of the streets outside.
Yeah.
It's
Silas,
dark
if-
and difficult to get a good view, but
Silas, if you focus on being our cameraman for the evening, we'll keep you somewhere safe.
he nods in agreement, and you can tell he's staring straight off into the distance, controlling the drone manually.
Let me know when the time would be to do some kind of leadership role, Bertrand, so I can be all inspiring and crap. And other than that, I think we're good.
Okay, so you guys are fine where you are in the boardroom?
No, I'm leaving, remember?
Yeah,
I'm actually leaving
besides
and
you.
doing. Yeah, I'm.
I'm also doing my own movements. I don't want to
A
be.
map of the castle thrown up. that can be updated when we know where they're moving to and what strength they are. So essentially have like a map of the area that we can place their troops on, so we can plan essentially.
Sure. As you give the order through your info link, one of the guards responds that telemetry appears to not be functioning inside the castle. The feeds went dead at some point, but it seems like that would be a good job for someone who's handy with hardware to take a look at.
Justin.
I'm not a hardware person. Well, I'm an electrical person, so technically hardware. Well, I also have a few
He's
ideas.
never around when we need him.
Well, the thing is now that we have a little map and idea of things, I'm going to basically raid your little armory over there for your various small deadly devices, and I'm going to trap the living hell out of this place while I work on my main project.
Can I grab some Yakuzas and see, basically I need some nurses. That's what I'm doing.
The best you're able to scare up is one Yakuza member who used to formerly be an ambulance driver. In other words, he knows first aid and not much else. Besides you, the place is pretty much absent of anybody that knows much about medical care.
Then I will grab one other person at random and just be like, do as I say.
You want to borrow my pocket medic?
If you got one, yeah, because, well, I would say if you're going to be on the front line, take it with you.
It looks like I'm the only one going to be on the front line. He's going to be behind the front line, trying to hack into their guns and into their into the samurai with the mono staff.
Basically, I'm going to be your man to cause chaos. If I can break through their system, I can start causing all sorts of issues for them.
Actually, that's the point, Justin. If you can beat their system, you can start sending out extraneous orders.
Mm-hmm. Well, confusion, explosions, a mistimed signal for a smart gun to detonate a bullet if it's an explosive bullet, destroy the gun, that type of thing. Grenades primed if they had them digitally located. Samurai-kai over there. I've got all sorts of ideas. Yeah, and of course, while I'm doing this, I'm basically going to be, my mind is elsewhere, my body is going to be making traps.
Okay, so I was looking at the mass combat rules there for a second. You're going to go down underneath the castle, you're going to be taking a look at the feeds from the drone, and what else were you going to do? The armory?
I'm going to raid a few of the toys from there, and I'm going to build a few traps. The good old, really quick stuff. Tripwire pistol, trigger, that type of thing to kind of establish the defensive perimeter. And because I'm somewhat semi-linked to the other guys, they all know where the traps are, but other people won't. So the idea is places that our guys aren't going to go to, but their guys don't know about, become a little bit more deadly.
All right. The armory is downstairs in the basement in the underground section of the castle, kitty corner to the barracks that you were sleeping in before. As you make your way down the stairs, you notice out of the windows lights passing overhead, and as distant sounds of gunfire have begun to erupt. It seems the battle is now beginning on earnest, as some of the Yakuza members are leaning their guns over the high walls of the castle.
I'm going to get to work, and hopefully if I can break through, I can make things a little bit easier on them.
I've got a stealth roll incoming to pop the wall.
Okay, go ahead and roll that now.
They're at massive penalties and whatnot. That's a 6, so that is 6 under my stealth before the penalties.
You hop over the wall and you now have a better view of what you're looking at. The streets are crawling with black-dressed soldiers and heavy, heavy combat equipment. They have APCs lining the streets, and you can even sense from here the dim glow of a Black Hawk helicopter overhead, stealth modified and quiet. You also spot Wyatt's helicopter still peacefully lying in the grass outside the walls of the castle, so far unmolested.
Well, that might just be booby-trapped here in a second.
Yeah. Now let's do our reconnaissance contest roll.
Okay.
Let's see here. They're still, you're moving, but you guys are bunkered, so you get a +3 for that. What is it you're rolling against?
I have shadowing, tracking, stealth, camouflage, tactics.
Yeah,
urban
it's probably
survival.
a strategy roll, but
I have strategy, but it's strategy of 10, so it's less than my tactics.
let's make it perception, actually, since it's recon.
Okay.
You get a +3 modifier.
5 does not crit, but 5 is what I got.
Okay.
So that's by 8
Okay.
with the +3.
So, in addition to the information that I've already relayed to you, you notice that behind one of the APCs there's a mobile command center that's been set up, which is presumably their point of contact and command.
Ooh.
Relaying information, information downloading.
Mm-hmm.
Information received.
You hear the sound of bullets flying overhead as the members of the Sumeragi-kai who line the walls are exchanging fire with the men on the ground who are now taking cover behind their APCs. Out of nowhere, you hear the sound of a loud gunshot. Your ears recognize the sound as a 50 caliber sniper rifle. You're not sure exactly where the shot came from, but you hear the sound of a groan as the bullet penetrates through one of the embankments near the castle, and a man falls dead over the other side of the wall. Your side.
Rod, quick question. Do you have anything on you that would blow that command vehicle?
My arm.
What do you mean your arm?
I could use my arm to detonate the vehicle by hacking it off and sticking it inside, and it sparking and blowing up the gas.
Let's not go with that. We'll put that in a maybe. We'll put a pin in that.
Straight out with this.
Yeah, let me have a crack at it first. I'm working on this Android thing, but I would also like to try potentially crack the navigation system of the Black Hawk helicopter, correct trajectory onto the vehicle. Yeah. Huh? Sorry, BR interrupted. Don?
You're going to need some sort of satellite dish to transmit a signal over to it.
You mean like the one that's sitting in front of me in this command vehicle?
For example.
Hi. I have a mission for you. Should you choose to accept?
I think I do choose to accept. Sneak,
It may involve
sneak,
something
sneak.
very big and very heavy flying rapidly towards your direction.
I don't like that. That sounds bad. I guess I can't hack this. What am I gonna do with it?
Oh no, you just need to get close to it. You're linked to me, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. So sneaky, BR, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth again. Now, I will warn you that the command and control center is inside a locked armored vehicle in the middle of the street, surrounded by other guys. This is going to be a tough stealth move even for you.
Cardboard box time it is.
This works is going to be so awesome.
Well, I might point out this might not be the time for the cardboard box. This might be the time for the oil drum. We're going that far into stealth here.
So you're taking in all their penalties, BR?
I am, absolutely.
Okay. So they have at least a -4.
Yeah, these guys aren't going to sight you visually. They do have radar equipment, but I'm giving you your bonus against that.
By 5?
Okay. I'm looking at a total of 8 here, which is by 4. So, you slip around to the backside of the command and control center,
Thank God.
sandwiched in between armored men with these huge black metallic shoulder pads that look as if they have vents outside them, and heads just completely augmented and encased in riot shield armor. They're holding their guns at the ready, sighting along the castle walls, peering through the view sights of their rifles, and they don't seem to notice you as you slip around to the rear entrance of the command and control center. The door to the back of the van is unlocked.
Well,
Now, we're going to cut away from you.
Oh,
for a
God.
moment, Grog. Wyatt, you've set up a field triage center, something that seems to come naturally to you, having worked in the field as long as you have. Men are streaming in and out of the barracks, and you've got 2 assistants here. Winston Truliad passes you in the basement hallway on his way to the armory, which is directly nearby to where you've set up. Truliad, you notice a number of pieces of equipment in here, mostly related to guns, SMGs, automatic weapons, pistols of various variety, which has been graciously supplied by the Sumeragi-kai's arm dealer. And, in the back of the room, the prize. A fully loaded and guided GEP gun.
I'm going to...
I feel like I know what this is, but what the fuck is it? Get home? And why is Caleb literally dancing?
I have no idea how to fire a GEP gun.
It's
but
okay, just point and shoot, man.
I might need...
What is a GEP gun?
It's a guided explosive projectile gun.
Okay.
It's a laser-guided rocket launcher.
Does it count as a heavy weapon?
Yes.
Give it to Santo, who can fire heavy weapons.
Yeah.
I'm just going to yoink a couple of its bullets. Well, missiles.
Sure.
Because a couple of those will make an excellent explosive trap for somebody. And yeah, we'll just make a note down to remind said person, yeah, there's a toy for you in the armory. Go pick it up. I'm also taking a few of these pistols for a couple of traps as well.
Sure.
At which point, yeah, Santo will laugh hilariously and go and acquire the jet gun. Because there's a helicopter that needs to be run.
Oh, leave the helicopter to me. Let me get my signal ready. But if what I planned goes through, you shouldn't have to worry about it.
Caleb. Okay.
He's literally orgasming. I mean, that's about the only thing I can describe this to.
You retrieve the armaments from the room, Justin, including the 2 spare rockets, each of which has its own sort of briefcase enclosed in that nice padding. I would like everybody who is on the basement level, including Truliad, Wyatt, and your number 1, Evan, to go ahead and roll perception listening for me.
I don't want to. That sounds bad.
I got a 10, perception is 13.
Okay. You hear a deep...
I'm going to actually enter the hangout, so I can comment on this.
Okay, so I rolled 7, which my target is 7, so I passed by 7.
Okay, you've got a 7, Truliad's got a 10. Would you like me to roll for your character, Evan?
He just kind of died, but I'm assuming the answer is yes.
Because he fainted.
7 is good enough. Wyatt, you hear a low rumbling sound as you, coming from beneath the ground in the small, narrow hallways, you leap forward and grab one of the Sumeragi-kai soldiers by the scruff of his neck as a fissure opens up from beneath the ground, and the foul stench of the sewers beneath the castle opens up into a gaping hole.
Right in the middle of my freaking triage? Oh, come on!
In the hallway just outside it.
Okay, never mind, I don't care. Okay, well, guys, there's a hole in the floor. I don't know what you guys want to do about that. It's there.
That's not good.
Sorry, I was out for a moment. Why is there a hole in the floor?
Explosives have been used in the sewer entrance that you guys were planning on making your way into the castle surreptitiously earlier.
Oh. Fun.
You hear the sounds of movement underneath. There's nobody that you can get clear accolades on from the hole that's opened up. So at the time being, you have the advantage over them.
Say, is that a fully loaded that's a fully loaded, fully animated... What, you know those... That's a submachine gun that you got there, right? You said in the army, right?
Oh yeah.
That's
full of all kinds of weapons.
Oh, guys, pass me 2 of those, jam the clips, jam the triggers to go and throw them in the hole. That should give them a little bit of entertainment.
Oh, I should also mention there are fragmentation grenades. That
I was going to say, can we
on...
just drop 2 or 3 frag grenades into the...
Yeah.
Oh, there's grenades. So in which case, grenade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would also like to grab one of those.
Grenade followed... No, sorry.
You go.
Grenade followed by the jammed machine gun pistol, just to give them some extra fun.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a submachine gun and some clips. Because I still haven't gotten my submachine gun since when I had to destroy mine.
Lock and load.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, you're fully armed and you grabbed yourself a pineapple grenade from the armory as well. The 2 of you set up near the outskirts of the hole and lob the grenade down beneath. I would like you to roll against the relevant skill. I think we can call it guns, parentheses, small arms, or explosives if you've got it, which would be the best. Demolitions, it's sometimes called. Switch over to the combat music now.
I passed by exactly 1.
Okay.
I passed good call, Grog, on making me update my skill there. I passed by exactly the amount required of 1.
Okay, you both pass. You hear a tapping sound as your grenades ricochet off the walls underneath the hole. There's a moment of silence as they pass beneath the canals, not landing in the water and rolling to a stop somewhere in the bowels beneath the castle. For a second or 2, nothing happens. And then, let's roll their dodge. Ooh.
Oh no!
Can I try rapier wit to stun them?
Here,
Sure. What we...
catch this.
You can do it the
Merry
next
Christmas.
round if you would like to.
And a Happy New Year!
So you hear shouts of surprise coming from beneath the facility as then all of a sudden the explosions racks the castle and the hole beneath you widens even further. A fine mist of blood erupts from underneath the hole, staining the ceiling in the hallway underneath the castle.
I've seen too much.
You hear the familiar cries of pain coming from beneath the hold as the men appear to be retreating and setting up firing positions. You hear the pounding of boots.
Retreat!
Well then,
Granada!
with the plan follow-up, jam the submachine gun, throw that down the hole, and they're going to be getting incoming fire at random intervals. That might be enough to push them.
Interesting. You have single-minded, and what was that other advantage? Is like when you do like weird shit that gives you points. Like versatile.
This is my
or something?
It gives me advantage when doing weird shit.
Single-minded and versatile.
This is definitely versatile.
Brilliant.
Is it as simple as you basically just taping down the trigger and dropping it down the hole?
Yeah, and as long as, I mean, even make sure that it bounces off the sides, because as far as I want bullets firing all over the place while it's down there until it runs out of the clip.
Okay. We'll have you roll your SMG skill.
Which is non-existent. I have guns pistol.
Okay. It'll be guns pistol then at a -2.
I have SMG. Could I show him pointers or whatever? You?
I got a 6. I'm good because this is so awesome.
Okay. You can't believe that it works. The gun falls down the hole, spinning in midair as it does. Bullets ricocheting off the walls, but 2 of them distinctly thudding into the sound of what sounds like armor, as opposed to the stucco and ceramic walls that they've ricocheted off of in the sewers below.
Final bit on this is drop one of my smoke grenades, and they might think that people have actually come in after them, and that's my final bit on it.
I'm sorry, while doing that, you simply have to shout, Ninja Vanish!
Smoke bomb!
Before you can throw the smoke grenade, Wyatt, is there anything else you would like to do?
We got more guys coming!
Stun them, rapier wit, do it. You gotta come up with something.
Oh, and a magical fucking New Year. When I yell at them.
you know the great thing about this is they probably can't understand a word he just said because he can't speak Japanese.
Well, who said these people are Japanese?
Yeah, that's a point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm just looking at what the hell they have to roll against for rapier bit. I'm guessing it's willpower. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. I don't think I have public speaking. So if I survive this, it's the next thing I'm getting.
Okay.
Can I use my sex appeal in place?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
BR, there might be one. There might be one. There could always be one.
So if I don't have the appropriate skill, what would I?
Let's see what public speaking is.
That's why I actually asked sex appeal. It's the closest thing I have. Oh no, I have carousing, but I don't think I'm drinking.
Yeah, I just gotta look it up. It probably defaults to one of those. IQ -5, acting -5, performance -2, or politics -5.
I like how politics is a thing. I don't know why. I could be political, and thus you're shocked. Yeah.
But you can be like, you can shout, "Yeah, fuel doesn't melt steel beams." You're being political, and it shocks them.
Okay, so do you have any of those skills?
I do not.
Okay, then roll against your IQ -5. And you're rolling against a 12, so...
IQ -5. My IQ is... I'm very smart, someone's 9. The target is 9. Ah! Oh, I rolled a 9, so it's passed by 0. That's still a success, correct?
You succeeded. Wow. Well done.
I know, right?
Okay. Yeah, no, that was a difficult roll. Silence greets you as the men underneath the sewer sort of move around a bit, and then you notice the telltale stopping of boot movement.
Actually, what maybe should now happen, genuinely, while they're stunned, believe it or not, is the Sumeragi-kai should actually counter-attack through the tunnel.
Well, that was my idea with the smoke grenade, is makes them think a counter-attack is coming, so they run the fuck away.
What would your number 1 like to do, Evan?
He's so tempted to poke his head down with the amazing rocket propel grenade and just go, fuck you.
I would personally save that for aircraft or any... They have armored personnel characters.
I'd save it for the ninja.
Very well. In that case...
No. Save it for the samurai thing that's coming for you.
In that case, he's going to issue very curt orders to his men who are down here. that they're to set up a secure cordon around this hole so that they can blast anything that pops its head out, and then he's going to run upstairs armed with his SMG or whatever. What's it called, Caleb?
Gep gun.
The Gep gun.
Gep gun. Because there are some armored personnel carriers he needs to introduce it to.
The man
Also, by the way, great for picking locks, as it turns out.
Lock? What lock?
The men gather around, moving with mechanized precision as they set up a perimeter around the hole. You lug the heavy Gep gun up the stairs, trying to catch your breath as you do. And you can now see that the men outside have advanced near the walls of the castle and are continuing to trade shots with the Sumeragi-kai. There's considerably fewer of them on the walls than there used to be.
I have a name for the Gep gun. We're going to call it the skeleton key.
Because it's
right there, Justin. 10 points to Hufflepuff. Right the front.
No. It's a key whenever you use it, because when you shoot somebody with it, it unlocks their death.
See, I'm starting to think: should the Sumeragi-kai fall back to the inner position, basically?
We don't get any ground.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Time for y'all to start. It's time for y'all to start going back while I keep an eye on the outside and pick my targets carefully and start assassinating them one by one.
Well, you guys have the situation sorted out, so I need to go and carry on doing what I'm doing. How about getting that satellite there, Mr.
Just 1 second, Justin. Before he orders the general withdraw, basically, first I'm going to run to the wall, and I'm going to take a pot shot with at least one of the armored personnel characters, because I want to see it go boom.
You can do that when it's your next turn.
That's cool.
You gave your order and you ran up the stairs, so next turn for you.
Okay, cool.
We're back on to R975, who memory serves as top of the initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a pretty high speed.
Correct.
So you find yourself outside of a unlocked CNC mobile unit.
Is the door to the front driver's side door unlocked? Is there anyone in it?
There's nobody in the driver or passenger seat in the front. It's actually sort of a trailer bed. It's unhitched at the moment. And if you imagine the back looks a little bit like a SWAT team car. It's got that square shape to it with those large metallic reinforced doors.
So what you're saying is I can't drive away with it, as awesome as that would be.
If you hijacked an APC and then attached it all while in stealth, maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's a stealth check even I can't make.
Get Caleb's helicopter to haul it away? I don't know.
I thought about it.
No one touches Betsy but me.
Alright, so I'm gonna open the door casually, stealthily.
Okay.
Hoping I activate.
This will be stealth. I'm not going to give you your modifiers for this because while they can't see you, they can see and hear the door. So we'll do a quick contest here.
I make it by 3.
He does not even succeed. He fails by about 3. So you're peering into the CNC tower now. You can see the bent-over wand figure of a white man with short-cut hair wearing black military camouflage. He's bent over a station that's built into the sides of the CNC center with lots of lights and buttons and switching on it.
Aim.
Okay.
Stab up rectum.
You're going to take your turn to aim.
Should I take my turn to aim, or should I just stab him up the rectum?
Just stab him up the bloody rectum, he can't see you.
Alright, so attacking him from behind with the katana up his butt.
That's all.
Actually no. I should go for the brain. Because he can't see me. Yeah, I'm going for the brain. I'm stabbing him in the brain.
Okay. You sneak up behind him, you have surprise. However, as you move closer to him, you notice that there is an assistant on the other side of the panel as you move into the van.
Um...
Total of 2 on the inside.
Question, how close are they? Are they within 4 feet of each other?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna stab one through the brain and try to stab the other through the brain at the same time.
Is this some sort of cleave maneuver?
I don't know what you want to call it. I mean,
You want
I've
to
got
impale
4
one of them
feet
through the head.
I've got 4 feet of sword, that's why I asked if they were within 4 feet of each other.
So you want to go...
You could attempt a rapid strike, target the first strike against one, and then target the second one against the other guy if you wanted.
Realistically, even if you wound the commander significantly to the extent he can no longer command the battle, it's going to cause a shake-up in their morale, and it's going to cause their command structure to momentarily break.
Okay, I'm rolling versus my health BR.
Okay.
So I'm at full health, which is 14. I make it right on, so that's good. I don't take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to pay for the penalty to decrease from rapid strike.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm going to all-out attack.
Go for it.
Because they can't see me, which means they can't shoot me.
Yep.
So
Nor can they dodge.
Nor can they dodge, so all-out attack plus 3 to hit. And... Oh, this guy's so screwed. Would you like to roll on your critical hit table?
You said you were targeting his head, right?
Yep.
And you got a crit?
I got a 4.
Okay. The thin form of your mono-wire filament emerges from the sphere of your thermopic camo and slits through the back of the man's head, sliding delicately in between the vertebrae and emerging from the man's mouth. His assistant looks on in horror as blood smears over the front of the console, but before he can act, roll your second attack.
Alright, so this will be at 7 or less. To the brain. That's 7 right on, if I don't have any penalties.
Okay.
That I don't know about.
You remove with a shticking sound, you cleave through the side of the guy's neck and follow through into the man beside him. You cut near the side of his torso as he spins around with the force of the blow. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so this is 4 die. Okay, does he have a helmet on?
He does not.
Alright, so he has 3 DR to his skull. So this minus 3 times 4.
Now.
Oh yeah. 5, 10, 11, 13, plus 4 is 17, minus 3 is 14 times 4, 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 56.
Okay.
That is a major wound.
He has no reduction. Your blade severs the carotid artery as it passes. The man spins around and lands on the floor, spurting blood in time with his ever-fading heartbeat.
1 second. I'm going to do a quick contest versus my quick sheath to flick the blood off and sheath my sword.
Okay. Nice.
If you're going to do it, you might as well do it with style.
I've got to. So quick sheath is at 12, and I've got a 11. So I flick the blood off, slide the sword back in.
Okay.
I might have just given myself away, but you know, I had to do it.
The man slumps against the side of the armored section that you're in. You now have full reign of the command and control center, and you can see the view screen and the heat signatures of the troops that are being monitored through it.
Upload the information that you can, Grog, to us so we can see all
I'm
the
closing
movements.
the door behind me as if, like, nothing happened, and then locking it.
Well, we will get to that. That completes your turn. We will move back to Sasori-kun. You now have
You call me
another...
Sasori-kun, I'm not fucking 13, you know.
Sasori. You're Sasori-kun to me. We need another contested strategy roll from you.
Oh,
this time
Christ.
will be considerably easier than the last.
Okay, I'm gonna just roll it here because why the fuck not? Ooh, my threshold is an 8, I succeed on a 5.
Sorry, Evan, my headphones cut out there. Say it again, please.
I said I just decided because I can't. For some reason, Catch a Hair doesn't work when I log into things. I'm just rolling it on a dice roller. I rolled a 5. It was 2 2s and a 1.
A 5?
I actually succeed by a margin of 3. Yay!
Outstanding. You succeed by a measure enough to trigger a beneficial event under the massed combat rules. So, you all still are taking a look at Silas's drone in the corner of your vision, yes?
Yes.
Okay. A liquid salt tanker with a giant biohazard sign on the side of it screams out of the night and slams into the eastern perimeter of the APCs. The cloudy night sky erupts into blindingly hot white light. Any of you that aren't underground, and I'm going to count Grog off of this one since he's indoors in a van with no windows, I need you to roll, let's see, against your dexterity to shield your eyes.
Okay, I'll roll for good old something. Who makes it just barely. He makes it by 1. For the shield design.
Okay. I will roll for some of the Sumeragi-kai. A few of the men on the ramparts are blinded as the light erupts from the tanker of the truck. In a moment it passes as you can see particles of dust sparkling in the air, corners of the above-ground portion of the castle illuminated as they never have been before. You spot the old familiar figure of Daisuke emerging from the driver's seat of the truck, assault rifle in hand, as Inagawa-kai soldiers wearing blue blockers and hazard suits pour into the streets, taking covering positions against the surprised Tzadikim forces.
Ooh.
May Sasori make a... Can I make a talking action while I'm doing this?
Your Sasori is not close enough to speak to Daisuke.
No. As in, he wants to say something over a loudspeaker.
Sure, why not? Let's say you've got a megaphone.
As in, the castle has an intercom, so he just wants to push it up to its highest level.
Oh, I assumed you were trying to talk to him. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Basically, I maybe could make an intimidation check. Actually, wait, no. I'll wait until my next turn, because he's basically going to say, like, because I can see Grog's info, and he's basically going to say something along the lines of, opposing forces, your commander is dead. Know that you cannot claim victory. But I'll wait until Grog uploads their information, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, Daisuke. Yeah. Knew you weren't a traitor.
I believe next up is Mr. Truly. Yeah.
Okay, well, things have cleared a bit, so I would like to focus on hacking that android guy. I shall make him mine.
You have the connection going through the command and control center. So, let's say that the view screen pops up being shared through R9's vision. You can move his...
Incoming transmission. Transmission activated. Have a nice day, and die with pleasure. Wait, that's not right.
You're saying, Bjorn?
What directive would you like to give to the soldiers?
Well, not the soldiers. Specifically, you had that. What's it? Apache? What was this called?
It's an Aleph model. He receives communications through the CNC line like everyone else.
Okay.
Tell them that there's been a breakthrough or something like that, and send them to an area where we can gun them down.
No. You need to say that one of the squads has turned against whoever these are, and they should attack them.
No. Better yet, the enemy has infiltrated our. Infiltrated the ranks. Fall back and engage.
But which units are you saying are the enemy now, so that they can engage them?
All of them.
So you're just mass sending out to each individual person, like a mass mail.
That mass mail for that guy over there says that unit over there has needs to be fired on. Whereas that individual person says a completely different person needs to be fired on. That person there, another person is basically mass chaos.
Okay, you're trying to create confusion in the ranks by shouting commands about, different groups coming in and being in the center of them around the same time the tanker hits, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion for me, if you would, please.
I would like to assist this since I'm sitting here and I have a voice modulator, so I can sound like that guy.
Okay.
I have no sound. I don't actually have persuasion. I never made a talky person.
I have intimidation, which it defaults to.
Well, Truliad is giving the command, so let me see here what persuasion defaults to.
Right. Or no, it doesn't intimidation unless you have big bad.
Enthrallment
I need that
page
skill.
91. Persuade defaults none. Go ahead and roll against your will.
Ooh,
I actually have a decent amount of will.
I know, right? That's better for me.
I have a 6. 3 2s.
Okay. Go ahead and deduct 2 fatigue points. You are facing a penalty, however. A lot of the ground troops respond to what you are saying. They set up positions kitty corner to the men that are firing at them from the tanker, but some of them, including one of the APC vehicles, its lights flicker on and it begins to rumble down the street in the opposite direction.
I did succeed in assisting MBR.
Okay.
Because
he's
telling me he's telling me
I just gave him a
what's going
circumstance
on.
bonus.
Okay.
So, it's included.
Yeah, that voice modulator paid for itself. No, it really didn't. It was really expensive.
Sorry, I like showing off the dice.
Oh, I love those days. All right, let's go to Wyatt. Now, I'll tell you, Caleb, you've got about a dozen or so wounded in the infirmary and about twice that many in dead bodies that have been brought down to you over the course of the battle.
Okie smoky artichokey. I get to work.
Okay.
First aid surgery, or... Yeah, it's first aid or surgery.
Definitely going to be first aid.
Okie dokie. And I have a 20 in that, so... Or my end result is a 20. So give me a sec here. Haha! Passed by 6, rolled a 14.
Okay. Your expert hands drift rapidly over the fallen bodies of a man that's been shot by a .50 caliber rifle in multiple points in his torso. But using the medical facilities that are available, you are able to inject him with a immunosuppressant and seal over the wounds with bioorganic tissue that pad the organs and successfully stop the internal bleeding. So you save the lives of about 3 of the men that are bleeding out. Well done.
Good job.
I'm going to maintain doing that. Just as people come in, I'm doing what I can.
Okay. Now, I am going to roll for the bad guy. Wow.
I think we've created a suitable amount of chaos in the ranks.
Shots fire back and forth between the third faction of Yakuza in the streets. Wearing hazmat suits and blue blockers, they're a little disoriented at night, and 2 of them fall to automatic fire as Daisuke spins around behind the bank of the tanker. You notice a glowing red liquid beginning to usher out of the underside of the tank as if it's melting through the concrete that surrounds the chamber. R9, you notice a firm pounding sound on the door outside as the half of the door rips open and the entire structure of the command and control center sort of lurches with the movement. And you can see the Aleph model on the other side of the door. I'd like you to roll against your dexterity or balance or acrobatics to maintain.
I have acrobatics. I knew I needed this skill for some reason.
Good. Good, that'll come in handy.
Do I get any bonuses for having servo legs?
Not unless it strictly supplies you with a bonus to your acrobatics. I think it just helps your movement, right?
No. It helps my speed and movement.
Yeah, I wouldn't help you with this.
Alright. So they're sleek, like ninjas.
Ninja vanish.
Ninja vanish. We're about to see if stabbing him in the forehead works too. Because I bet he didn't expect me to be here. Acrobatics at 12. That's a 12. I don't know if you're gonna give me penalties, so that makes it right on.
Dead on. Okay. The CNC center is now on its side, and your back rattles against the side of the control station, pressing buttons and executing God knows what. But you're able to successfully somehow keep your balance and drag yourself to your feet in the upturned vehicle. And you see the Aleph model leveling a severed device. It's a pole-like structure with a trigger on the rear end and a wide open barrel as it's sort of scanning the inside, and its eyes pass over the dead bodies of the men inside.
I have stealth, and I'd like to hide under one of the dead bodies.
You can certainly try. Yeah.
Because I've got all this stealth going, and it just...
Yeah, we're back up to you in the initiative order if you want to try an active stealth roll.
Has he seen me yet?
You're not sure.
Do I need to make a perception check to see if he notices that I'm here?
He's not giving any signs away that he's noticed you. He's just scanning the room at the moment. You can't... Okay. Do you have augmented hearing?
Yes.
Okay. Roll perception hearing for me.
It's the low hearing, not the high hearing.
Okay.
Because that's how Deus Ex works. I was told.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7. I have a perception of 10. So...
Okay. Now you need to roll against your will as a high-pitched whine beats its way into your brain. Sound waves are reverberating all over the chamber and bouncing off of the walls.
Is this sonar?
Basically.
Alright, so I have a sonar jammer.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that give me...
That will definitely make it harder for you to detect, but it doesn't give you... Well, actually, it might give you a bonus to the will roll. So yeah, go ahead and take a +2 for that, because it will dampen the sound next to your head.
9 out of 12.
Okay.
So yeah.
You successfully cover your ears in time as the high-pitched screech echoes throughout the chamber, and the creature's head locks on the center of its vision.
So it knows that I'm here?
It seems to be looking in your general direction.
Question. If I attack it, does it get a dodge, since it doesn't actually know where I am?
Well, that would depend on whether or not it sees you, which I am deliberately being cagey about.
Okay.
Try it, though. However, your turn has already been taken up with your current actions.
Okay. Wait, I just made some...
It was the acrobatics roll and dragging yourself to your feet.
Ah, okay.
Hiding underneath the body and activating a jammer.
Yeah. So, do you want me to roll my stealth, though? Since I'm hiding under the body? To make sure...
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Adding pips. 3, 2, and 4, 7, 9. 9 out of 12, and he has penalties for vision, hearing, and sonar.
9 of 12, margin of 3. Okay, gotcha. Same as before, he seems to be looking in your general direction.
Damn!
But there isn't that much space inside the CNC.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Mr. Truliad.
Oh, he's in range. I want to hack him.
Let's see.
The whole thing.
Right, okay. So you start bouncing a series of packets through the communications array. The dish, though now on its side, is still relatively undamaged. And essentially how this is going to work is he still has an organic brain, but you can essentially feed him visual information that can... the easiest thing to do for you, and in fact I would say about the only thing that you can do on the fly like this, would be to basically shut down his sight.
You know what? Let's do that because it's cool.
Okay. This will be computer hacking.
Fortunately, we're good at this, and we're going to throw single-minded to this as well. So if you make me do other rolls, I'm taking a penalty.
Yeah, you're rolling against a complexity software that gives you a penalty of about 4, but you've still got a pretty good chance of succeeding.
Yeah, so I succeed by a factor of 9.
Okay. You can see, although we're not going back to you just yet in the initiative order, R9, you can see the creature shakes his head as the points of light emerging from its night vision blink and fade out.
Yeah, R9, you're welcome. Let's do a quick overview now, just with the remainder of my turn, if I have it, an update of what's going on.
Sure. There seem to be fascist few members of the Sumeragi-kai left. Most of the ones that are left are, in fact, in the infirmary downstairs. There's about a half dozen still maintaining things on the ramparts, but there aren't even enough people to carry the bodies back. It's really the other faction that's holding the line on the streets right now, and they are also taking heavy casualties.
I transmit an update for our team, and I'll see where they want run with this, because I'm pretty sure the majority of my turn was taken up trying to crack that guy.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go over to Sasori. The command aspect of your job is taken up for the next 15 minutes, but is there anything that you would like to do on an individual basis?
I was actually hoping, rather than do Sasori, can I do a Santo turn? Because I want to try and shoot that helicopter.
Absolutely.
Alright, for the record, if anyone wants to see the dice, I'm rolling on our old dice roller, which is Catch Your Hair. My password is DL.
Good old Catch Your Hair.
I should let you know, by the way, before you aim, that the helicopter is difficult to see against the backdrop of the night. It is stealth, so it interferes with the Gep gun's radar and laser targeting systems. So it's going to be a difficult roll, but possible.
You can take some turns to aim.
Yes, you can.
I just critted the roll.
You critted the roll. Okay.
What is it?
You can look on the dice roller if you'd like. It is there.
No, I believe you.
What is the crit roll in this game? Because I don't actually know myself.
It is 3 and 4 always. If you have a skill of 15, it's 5, and 16, it's 6. It never goes higher than that.
Okay, that's nice knowing.
So yes, Santo just crits shooting the thing with the Gep gun.
You level the Gep gun against one of the ramparts of the castle, having a firm, sort of bracing position. The timer counts down to 0 as you can hear the familiar sound of the missile locking on. You press your finger against the trigger and lean backwards a little bit with the force of the rocket as it emerges from the side of the Gep gun. It hits the underbelly of the helicopter, dead on, and the helicopter itself, with its VTOL engine spinning about this way and that, begins to go into a tailspin.
The one other thing I wish to do with Santo was saying he's going to calmly smirk, contemplating, yes, if that had been made in Japan, this was not a thing with people. And then he will order the rest of his Sumeragi-kai to abandon the ramparts and retreat to the citadel.
You ordered the men back just in time, as rolling a luck die here. The helicopter crashes its way into the front entrance of the castle. Half of the nose cone is actually inside the lobby right now, as the metal groans and flames usher from the underbelly of the helicopter. Nearby, you hear the sound of shattering glass. Nobody seems to be emerging from the Black Hawk.
That's my,
Okay. So the men are pulling back inside. Wyatt, would you like to continue your administrations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
As you can
roll
see.
against your... Okay,
Yeah,
proceed.
Yep, pass.
How
Pass
much of
by
a margin? Pass by
Pass.
8.
Yep.
Fantastic. The other 3 men that you hadn't gotten around to healing yet are now in combat dressings. One of them is lost an arm due to a high-caliber weapon, but it will be easy enough to augment that later. You have a tourniquet draped around the stump. Old school, it still works. And the other has their legs in those pressure cuffs, trying to keep enough blood forced up to his upper body. He's still alive, heart still beating, but it's not looking good. So 2 more healed and 1 in critical condition.
Alright, well, I give him a dram of whiskey if he can stomach it.
Go ahead and roll against your medicine for me.
Oh, that's not good. Which particular medicine?
Anything that's to do with bioanatomy, I think. Isn't there a general medicine skill, or am I wrong about that?
I think so.
You have pharmacology, don't you? That's bioanatomy.
Yeah, but I have another one. I have like
it's more
physician.
of an anatomy. Yeah, physician will work.
That's into it. So target is. This might kill him. Let's just see. I'm lucky today. Pass by 1.
You reach for the familiar body of whiskey as you notice that the man is wheezing and attempting to gasp for breath. He's, you would guess, bleeding into the pleural space next to his lungs, and giving him whiskey might end up in his lungs if you were to do that.
Oh.
Oh well, none for him then.
Okay,
I drink it instead.
That'll keep your hands steady.
Yep.
Okay, now back to the bad guys. I'm gonna start with Aleph. Okay. R9, crouched as you are, behind one of the bodies. You can see the man, his eyes now
I'm not
dim.
crouched, I'm actually underneath a body.
Okay.
Like, I never stood up, like, I just, like, rolled to the side and pulled a body over me.
Okay, body on top of you. You're on the ground. Getting very familiar with the feeling of blood soaking into the back of your outfit, staining your reflex suit. You can see the firm, heavy footsteps, glowing green with bioelectric power, thudding towards you as he stops in a position next to one of the bodies. And then, all of a sudden, the body is lifted off of you with tremendous force, and you find yourself being lunged towards. Go ahead and roll dodge for me.
I would choose to parry.
Can't parry this, it's a grab.
Oh, it's a grab. Judo parry?
Absolutely.
Alright, because I have judo. But is it better than my dodge? It is not better than my dodge. So screw it, I will dodge.
Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll.
I have a dodge 15. I rolled a 12.
So that's a margin of 6?
No,
Oh,
it's
no,
a
sorry, it's a 12. I thought you said 15.
No. So, I do
Okay, so-
dodge.
Margin of 3. It's not enough. As
Ooh.
the hands reach forward and they grab you from your position at the bottom of the vehicle, and you find yourself flung. And you don't recall ever having been lifted with force like this, heavy with augmentations as you are yourself. You slam through the back of the vehicle and out into the open street. Your thermopic camo flickers briefly. So
Down.
this is going to be some regular crushing damage for you, which will probably get reduced, but let's see how much you take. 14 points.
I'm not sure that I'm going to take any of that. Hold on. Da-da-da-da. That's going to be 3 points. No, 4 points, my bad. Because you said 14, right? 14, not 13?
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, so with a thud, your butt lands against the
Dunk, dunk,
concrete.
Owie!
Now it's time for the other soldiers. I'm going to roll for them against Daisuke's forces. Okay. Alright. Two of the black-robed soldiers fall down not far from R9's position, crouched behind one of the upended APCs and another behind the turned-over command and control center. One of them pokes his head out to try and score a clean shot and is immediately shot through the head by automatic fire.
Over the tac fire, over the tac you hear, requesting a mortar, or get assistance. Repeat, requesting get assistance, or the Gelt gun assistance.
I have a plan. Let me try it first.
I just got looking like 30 feet.
So, Bertrand, I'm wondering on a purely OC basis, how are we doing? We doing good? We doing bad?
You sound like you're coming from really far away, but you wanted to know how well you're doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I mean, this is the first time we've done like GURPS combat like this, and B, I'm just kind of curious how we're doing in general.
Pretty gosh darn good. It could have gone a lot worse. You've lost a fair number of Sumeragi-kai, but the other Yakuza is picking up the slack on the street right now. Right now, you're winning the fight. Let's see, who's up next? That was the bad guy's turn, so we go first in the initiative order. That would be R9.
So his eyes have gone dark, so he can't see me anymore, right?
Well, his eyes have gone dark. You know that much.
I'm gonna stealth the hell away. Ninja!
Okay.
Because I don't do well in stand-up, drag-out fights against people as heavily armored as myself.
Quick contest to stealth.
Alright. Sonar, all of it's still up. Well, he sees me.
Okay.
That's a critical fail, so I stomp off. Dun, 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 dun,
Running
dun.
away! Running away!
I'm running west. I'm running west. Repeat, I'm running west. Damn it, I'm not supposed to say that out loud. I'm running west. Damn it, computer.
Your damaged camouflage flickers off at the worst possible moment with you sitting on your butt outside the CNC center. You've got a decent lead on some of the men behind you. Most of them aren't looking in your direction, except, of course, for the Aleph model. You drag yourself to your feet and try to run away at top speed.
I'm gonna pop out because I can. My riot shield.
Absolutely.
And because that's a free action.
Yeah, quick draw, right?
No, it's just a free action because I have it mounted in my arm, remember?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's the one that unfolds from your arm, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely fine.
As long as no one is jamming my signal to my body, I can fast draw that as a free action. If they jam it, I can't get it at all.
Okay. So, next up would be Winston Trulian.
Excellent. I have an idea for Mr. Aleph. It's number one. It's going to be a pretty heavy hacking one again, but because I can already bounce communications off the guy and everything. So, and I'm already. Let's see. I've managed to turn off this site. So I'm also already kind of in his own system. So I'd like to, while hacking them, also send a message to him.
Okay. That's easy enough. You've got an open line.
Aleph model, I'm unfamiliar with your name. As you can already tell, I'm already in your system. My name is Wintermeat. I am going to turn off your suicide system. You know, the one that pumps nerve toxin into your stream and kills you. The one that they use to keep you under control. I'm going to give you a choice. You have, probably for the first time in a very long time, the option to walk away and do whatever you want. If you do so, I'll ensure that those systems are turned off permanently. Your choice will be your own, your fate will be your own choice, not the pandering of these people that you work for, these people that have enslaved you, augmented you, and made you their bitch. It's up to you. Please send a reply.
Okay. This will be another persuasion roll for you.
I've already hit some stealth things for you.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll against your willpower as before.
Already used
I can point the camera at it, but it's the good stuff.
Was that a crit?
Yep.
The Aelf model pauses for a moment as it looks up towards the sky as if to respond to the mysterious voice. He doesn't say anything, but it hesitates for a moment. Let's see, next up.
I'm actually following through on my bargain of I actually want to turn off his kills list.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Genuine question, Justin. If you can turn off his kill switch, can you activate it?
That is the other part of it.
I'll tell you, since you already got a pretty good hacking roll, that the kill switch is not accessible through packet routing systems. It does appear, actually, you have, do you have any hardware-related skills or medical-related skills?
Yes.
Okay. Roll against the one of your choice.
I'm going to roll against my first aid because it's actually surprisingly good. Okay. That's a 10, I got a first aid of 14.
You recall an unusual feature of the suicide system from the last model that you encountered. It had a tendril of synthetic nerve fiber that reached up to the creature's shoulder and appeared to contact the surface of the skin. It also seems to have a common audio chip layer, and appears to have an audio activation feature, but it's not wired to the rest of the creature's biosystems. Even if you were to remove his entire brain, the kill switch would still work.
Well, the idea is to adjust the kill switch.
You can't. It's on its own separate subsystem that you don't have access to.
Can you try hacking that? Since he's actually inside the creature itself right now.
The only ways that you could contact the kill switch are to either physically cut into the creature or somehow try and interact with it orally. Right now, he doesn't currently have a way of projecting sound on it, nor does he really know what audio has to do with the kill switch.
However, Grog, if he can tell you where the kill switch is, perhaps something you can do, like a specific strike, can activate it or release the neurotoxin.
Well, no, there's activating it, but there's also the fact that I actually want the guy potentially the chance to, join us. And I understand how the kill switch works.
I think realistically, Justin, you're kind of pulling at straws here. You've just been told it cannot be deactivated, and if he tries to change sides, he will just be killed. Whereas Grog can actually be killed in this situation.
No, that's the thing. We've been just told how it works. It can be jammed. If we can, it works on audio. That audio can be jammed. I can white noise, and I can white noise the audio receptor, which means I keep good on my bargain.
Yeah, presumably if it interacts through audio, and that's the main and only method of it interacting, if you get close enough, you can audio dampen it, but you're not quite sure what it's geared to respond to besides some form of audio. If you keep digging, you might, by the way, if you keep digging, I might give you the opportunity to uncover more information about it.
But yeah, it's an idea, so it's also kind of an easy thing of I can throw a white noise jammer at his direction, so he can also believe that I'm carrying through on my promise. Because I'm trying to arrange a win-win situation here. He can go traitor and I'm unable to jam it and he dies. He can remain loyal, I can figure out a bit more of it, and I can activate it.
I mean, at this point, you promised him that you're going to deactivate his kill switch, and with the critical roll, he probably believes you. But what happens from there, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sasori and his assistant. What's next for you two?
Give me Sasori looking down at his command, at his command schematics that he's got in front of him. What's the current situation?
You do have blueprints, but the electronic system has not been repaired by anyone at this point. I think the best person...
In that case, Justin, you might want to repair the electronic systems. Hint.
Silas, repair the electronic systems.
God
There's
damn
two sources
it,
of
Anthony, the
information
one
for you
time you're
right
not
now.
here to do something.
There's the direct line of sight outside the facility, and then there's the PIP that you're looking at that has Silas's drone's point of view. And in point of fact, roll perception vision for me.
Just me or anybody?
Anybody who's looking at the screen.
I succeed on an 8, which is just give me a moment to get my sheet, which is 2 degrees of success. Sorry, 3 degrees of success.
Okay. As the drone flies overhead, you get a better look at the cockpit of the helicopter that is now halfway inside your front lobby. It's a sealed chamber with vents on either side, too small to fit a human inside.
So what you're saying is the helicopter was remotely piloted?
Yeah, more than likely. And its parts would be useful to a certain member of the party.
Well, unfortunately, that certain member of the party isn't here, and thus forfeits his opportunity for loot.
No, we're strapping the parts onto my helicopter. Frankencopter.
Very well.
I approve of Frankencopter.
Right, so what Sasori's going to do in that case is, yeah, why not? Can I activate my loudspeaker?
Sure.
He's going to simply say, members of the unidentified force, your commander is dead, your helicopter in shambles, and I have fresh reinforcements on the way. Now is the time to surrender. Ooh.
Okay.
There it goes down.
Let's call this an intimidation roll.
Yeah, that's fine. I do have intimidation. Hang on, let me just check my my intimidation. That's that. Okay. Rolled in bones. Wow, he succeeds by a factor of 7.
Okay. You see the response immediately on the troops below. I'm gonna look up their name here to make sure I get it right. The Reyna-Brainerd soldiers begin advancing from vehicle to vehicle, getting on the other side of the street. Upon hearing your pronouncement, a few of them look at each other and then run in the opposite direction down the street. There's basically, I would say, about a squad of them remaining, including the Aleph model. Well done.
In that case, this won't take place on my turn. Just one last line of dialogue. So obviously nothing else will happen on my turn. Sasori will take a seat at his table and he'll say, Santo, take the remainder of the Sumeragi-kai and stamp them out. Basically, I'm sending help to Grog, who probably desperately needs it.
Right. The healed men in the infirmary are ready to attend as they move up with him, and behind him reach the castle ramparts at the end of their turn.
Okay, somebody else. Go, do the thing.
Finally, we are down to Wyatt in the initiative order. You've still got your critically injured patient, but there's little to be done for him at this point.
If anything, just give him some painkillers and I move on.
Okay. The infirmary is filled with the critically injured patient, the healed patients that have left, and dead bodies.
Well, looks like I got a whole bunch of cybernetic experiment material. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Your work in the infirmary is finished, so what would you like to do next?
With just a big heavy sigh, Wyatt just sits on the pile of bodies, he's smoking a cigar and taking a nip from his flask, and he just sits there just, I do not get paid enough for this shit.
You slump to one side and take a much-needed break. The sounds of gunfire outside begin to slowly fade away. Seems the battle is drawing to its close.
Oh, we won. In fact, I try and contact any of the people that I would consider in my quote-unquote party. Any of you guys dead? Or dying?
Running.
Well, tell me if you stop running. Or you're incapable of running.
Hey Grog, are you running towards the embrace of Santo and his really big gun?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, we're down to the bad guys now. The remaining squadron of men look as their companions run in one direction, and fiercely they decide to abandon their cover and begin running up the open grassy field, open and exposed, in a front-on assault with only a handful of men. Inagawa-kai get a free opportunity to shoot at them, so we'll see how many of them fall. Oh yeah. 4 out of the 6 are riddled with automatic fire from Daisuke's forces as they collapse in piles of their own blood, one after the other, one even reaching as far as the entrance gates, before finally succumbing to multiple bullet wounds erupting from the front of their chests as they are shot in the back. 2 of them have made it to the lobby, but that's the rest of their turn. Meanwhile, the Aleph model, its dead eyes lock on to the form in front of it, the figure of R9, and he leaps powerfully into the air, glaive in one hand, the tip of it glowing with as electrical arc between it. Let's see what we get here.
Virgil, what kind of weapon is it using?
Oh, you might find out a little bit more if it hits him.
Nice.
Right now, it looks more or less like it does in the picture, except the spear on the end there is more like 2 electrical lines with a positive and negative anode and electricity arcing between them.
Oh, sounds nasty.
It does.
For the record, I'm taking that as loot. I bagged through that as loot.
Okay.
Dodge?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make it by 5.
By 5. Ooh, not enough, I'm afraid. Let's see how much damage he does before I describe the effect. Now, what is it that you roll? You roll against your willpower for stunning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that first.
Is it physical stun or mental stun, actually?
It's a physical stun. And
Physical
you do
is
have
health.
vulnerability to electricity. So you, I believe, have a -2 against this.
I have a -4 versus this in its health, since it's a physical. Mental is versus will. So, 10 or less. BR, you've got a, critically hit target.
Okay.
I am stunned for lots of rounds.
Okay. The electricity arcs through your body as the tip of the glade emerges from... Well, I won't say that it penetrates all the way through your torso, but it definitely penetrates deep into where your kidneys used to be. This is going to be 5 plus 4, 9, 11, 17, 21 points of piercing plus damage.
I need to know the difference. I can use DR versus a piercing, so can you give it to me separately, the piercing and the electrical?
It's all piercing.
Oh, it's all piercing?
The electrical part is just the stun part.
Okay. Zod. Ow. 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 System shutting down. System shutting down. Reboot initiated.
You shudder in place as the electricity arcs through your body. So,
Oh crap, I'm gonna have the great moral decision of, do I take the shot? Oh. Oh.
Do it or no balls.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my thing first.
yep, we're up to the next person in the initiative order. Since Grog is going to spend his turn stunned.
I'm gonna spend the next few turns stunned. I don't get a roll for like 4 turns.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Trulian, what's up?
Oh, I gave him his choice. I'm going to see if I can activate. I can send an audio signal, and I want to see if I can activate the kill switch.
Okay.
In which case, I gave you a choice. You chose what you did. Would you please kindly die? Would you kindly?
Would you kindly? And then it activates with those words.
Go ahead and roll against computer hacking for me.
I'm going to devote my single-minded to this. It's a 6.
What's your skill?
19 at the moment.
Oh, that's a crit then.
Okay. While the the communication software can't interface with the switch directly, you can send out audio signals in his direction that you've sent through the dish, and see how the augmentation responds. And
Can't he technically send it through me, since I'm right there?
Whatever's available.
I think it would probably be better to do it through the dish, since it's a nice, powerful radio dish, and you can transmit, frequencies a lot more strongly.
Makes sense.
Let's see here. I have this in my notes. Okay. So you modulate the whole range of frequencies, looking first through Japanese and then through English, and you find that the augmentation begins to reverberate to a particular phrase, Asimo automaton. However, when you attempt to transmit that directly at the creature's chest, nothing appears to happen.
Okay.
Because it has to be on his shoulder. It's behind him.
Well, yeah, it's on his spine, isn't it?
Basically, you've uncovered his kill phrase, but someone within range of the person has to physically speak it at him in order for it to work.
Oh God, Santo, why?
Do it,
Why?
Santo. Do it, Santo.
Do it, do it.
Do it. Do it. Make it epic.
You would have no balls.
God damn it, Caleb, insulting my masculinity constantly.
Santo, you've still got your GEP gun in hand. How would you like to proceed?
Well,
Santo?
what's he being told?
Santo, the kill switch is blah.
Would you kindly? That needs to be it. Would you kindly?
That is the kill switch. Get to him and shout it at him if you have to. Do it now. Drop the gun. Do it now.
I tell you what, Bertrand, can you do me a favor? Basically, right, is shouting it at him going to be good enough to kill him?
Well, you're not sure.
Well, no, he's basically, we have the situation of, while he has his weapon stuck in Grog, Santo has a perfect shot at him with the GEP gun.
That's true.
Fuck. Because if Santo runs at him and abandons the gun, then...
Let me tell you a little bit about your position right now. You're standing on the ramparts next to one of the crenellations. There's dead bodies and that kind of thing, but it's only about, I would say, a 20-foot drop to the grass below. Halfway in between the street level and the castle rampart where you are, that's where R9 and Aleph are. You could reach him with a move action, if you wanted to, but you've also got a clear shot from here, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You could also send one of your men. The men shout it, and if it doesn't work, you could then shoot.
A little bit less epic, but...
Now, I mean, we've had the shit kicked out of us, and this is the last vestige. I mean, actually, Bertrand, question: how valuable would his technological components be after he's killed? Like, if we strip them off him?
Probably rather valuable, I would imagine.
Oh, Sasori will give the order for him to take him, at which point Santo will mouth "fuck my life" and he'll drop the GEP gun. And because it's really cool, if you've ever seen the outside of Japanese castle walls, you know how they slope? They do it to avoid earthquakes. He's going to drop the GEP gun, he's going to vault over the wall, he's going to slide down the wall in a crouch position and scream it at him at the top of his lungs.
Okay, roll against your acrobatics.
He does indeed possess acrobatics.
Alright, then it's going to be his dexterity at a penalty then, which I believe is 12.
No. He does indeed possess acrobatics, essentially.
Okay.
And he succeeds by a factor of, he has acrobatics at a 14, and I rolled a 6. So...
Okay. So he slides easily down the castle ramparts as if he's been practicing this, and landing on his feet at the bottom, GEP gun in tow, he shouts the phrase, Asimo autonomon, at the creature. It turns to face you and says, I am not a machine. And then suddenly you see the back of his head slide backwards in a way that seems completely unnatural, as the upper parts of his torso begin to disintegrate and break apart into pieces. It's as if the creature was a thread and it was unraveling from the shoulders down. It collapses into a heap of spare parts that begin to glow red.
Question, does the glowing red mean they're about to explode?
Well, I don't know. What do you think it means?
Oh, I think it means I'm running away.
I will also mention that your faithful companion, R9, is stunned nearby.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fuck R9. I like Santo too much.
Alright, you rocket jump back into the castle.
Shoot the rocket at your feet and jump at the same time. I've seen it work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Anything that Sasori wants to do?
Sasori will cross his... Oh, I really want that. I really want those...
You're cutting in and out, Evan. Could you say again?
Sasori will simply cross his fingers and repeat the mantra over and over. Come on, I really want those augments.
Okay. You're praying for augments. We'll see if the gods hear you. Wyatt! Anything else that you want to do?
Again, I use my comm link or whatever to try and see if anyone needs help. But,
I hate you, meat bags.
I can't do anything from where I'm at!
You just hear that? Man? That just comes over in a very, robotic voice as he's thinking, I hate you, meat bags. Right before it explodes.
You'll be fine. We'll just get all the bits and put you back together again.
If anything, I tell him, you're gonna make it through this. If you don't, I can put you back together. I got enough duct tape and baling wire to make a new goddamn Great Wall of China. So
we can rebuild you. We have the technology, and the technology is duct tape.
Also baling wire, okay? Also, I got a lot of spare human parts here. We can do this. Survive, man.
We are so horrible.
They're already dead! I mean, if you want, I can get more spare parts, but people might be noticing that the guy over in the corner who was doing okay suddenly died, so...
Yep.
Oh, and I also continue to drink.
So, are you making your way back up the stairs, or are you going to stay in the infirmary?
I will grab the crash cart, and I will try and make it to where I assume there was other wounded people who haven't been taken to the infirmary yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to make my way to... Hopefully I'll make it to, Murderbot over there and try and keep him alive.
You quickly grab the cart and rush your way up the stairs, and as you reach the top, you notice the figures of two soldiers who are entering in through the lobby. I'm going to roll perception for them. One of them notices you and motions over in your direction, while the other appears to be approaching the entrance to the nearby boardroom where Sasori currently finds himself. Both are armed with automatic weapons, and the other one opens fire as your head begins to come up the stairs.
There's people? I thought you guys had this shit!
4 of the 6 got gunned down. Didn't you remember that one?
No, I didn't. I was too busy saving lives.
We understand.
The gunfire pulls wide as a nearby glass wall explodes into fragments behind you. You cover your eyes as the glass shatters and breaks on the floor. Oh, check yourself with your hands. You don't seem to be shot.
Great grandfather.
I'm gonna mute his thing real quick. Just click. I don't want to hear that. Oh, one thing I bought recently was, remember we talked about the built-in sunglasses?
Mm-hmm.
I activate my built-in sunglasses.
Yeah.
Because I can, okay? And I'm going to return fire with my PDW. I picked up from the armory, submachine gun, what have you.
Okay, with a slotting sound, the shades cover the front of your vision as they emerge from black-colored augments near your temples. You can clearly see the Ray-Ban logo on the side of it as a beam of light, even though it's about midnight, penetrates through a bullet hole from the outside and hits the glasses just so. Pretty keen.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make a submachine gun attack roll on this guy.
Go for it.
I passed by 0, but I seem to be not very lucky, but just lucky enough today.
You seem to be on the entire cups.
Yes, like I'm just succeeding. I don't know what he has to make to if I'm competing with him, but I needed a 13. I rolled a 13. You can see it on my screen.
Yeah, that means that you connect. You don't get a second shot, but it being rapid fire, you only get the one. But he does have the opportunity to dodge, so we'll see.
Okay, yeah. As I figured, there's something. I assume I don't just wail on him.
The man leans backward, but having already had his gun trained on you, he's unable to sufficiently remove himself out of the way. You strike with one SMG bullet. Feel free to roll damage against his torso.
Okay, okay, there we go. Everything went silent for me for a second. Okay, so the damage is 4d plus 1. So is that 4 dice or a d4?
That's 4 dice.
Okie smoky. So, scroll up. Number of dice. 4 plus 1. Okay, so it's not a fail. I'm showing the. It's 5, 2, 2, 6, 15. Plus 1, so 16.
And let's see, SMGs is piercing, just regular piercing, I would imagine?
I assume so. I don't think it's got any hinky stuff to it.
Okay. The stray bullet catches the man in the shoulder as he reaches forward with his hand and presses it as blood begins to leak out. Still on his feet, though.
Fucker.
Okay.
Do I have enough time to inform people that there's broke coming up on me?
Yeah, sure. Talking's free.
Okay. Yeah, I informed my teammates. Hey, there's some polecats down here in the basement. Or where I am. I don't think I was coming up the stairs, so whatever. First floor.
Yep. Ground level in the lobby, 2 bogeys. The rest of you here over your info link.
I'm back.
Let's see. Next up will be the other Mook, who is going to now ignore the boardroom and swing around towards Wyatt. Let's see, this time the shot connects with a 10. Would you like to attempt to dodge?
Yes. How do I do that?
You should have... You use the character builder, so you should have a dodge rating at the top left that you rolled against.
Left. I don't see it, and this always happens to me. Hang on. Is it okay? So just for expediency, is the little things like attributes, portrait, identity? What's it under?
You know, I thought it was in there, but I'm looking at your sheet right now, and I'm not seeing a line for it either. So let me just find the composite roll for dodge. It'll only take me a sec. 17, 51. Okay, your dodge defense equals basic speed plus 3, dropping all fractions. So your basic speed is a 5, so you're rolling against an 8.
Oh boy, this is gonna suck. Alright, everyone, blow on my dice. Passed by 1. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, no. Sorry, I didn't. That was 12. I didn't fix the target. Okay. So I did not pass.
2 bullets thud into your torso.
Shitballs. Hi, you hit me where my lung's missing. It didn't do any damage. There's no organs there. It was a perfect plan. Although
okay,
I have to... Go ahead.
This is, I'm afraid to say, 26 points of piercing damage. Now, you're wearing a reflex suit and any other armor?
I think it's just a reflex suit. So...
Let me take a look here.
Well, I have, like, I think I picked up one at Murderbot's apartment. Like a reflex tack suit or something like that.
Yeah, okay. So we'll give you 15 points of reduction to that, so that is 11 points.
Okay. Trying to see where my...
I think your health is 12, if I remember right.
I'm trying to see where is that. Again, I'm still trying to get the handle on some of these. Where's that at?
Yeah, it's in the middle on the right-hand side, I believe. I think it's near fatigue points, if memory serves.
Oh, yeah. My basic HP is 11.
Okay.
Does that mean I'm dead?
No, you're at 0. Roll against your will to maintain consciousness.
Okay, 14. Okay. Let me do this properly this time. Woo! 14 passed by 5.
Okay. You're still awake, but you're in incredible pain. You're going to move a little bit more slowly, but otherwise you can act normally when it comes around to your turn. Next up is R9. You are next to the melty pile of former automaton.
I
thought
have
he was
high
still
pain threshold.
stunned.
Well, I have high pain threshold. I would like, and it's been 2 turns. I would like to try to break out a stun, please.
Okay, go for it.
Alright, so this is at a 14. 10. So made it by 4.
Okay. You're able to locomote once again, and your vision and consciousness returns to you. You awkwardly fall to one side as your legs begin to seize up. You seem to be having great difficulty moving, and you're not entirely sure why.
What is my movement then for this turn?
You can crawl or drag yourself along the floor, so we'll call it halved.
Alright, so I'm gonna grab his staff, because fuck him. I'm keeping that staff.
Okay, grabbed.
Oh,
And-
really? You're keeping that staff? Yeah, call Luke.
I think someone already called shotgun, but we can argue that later.
Not really. I can argue the fact you're limping over there, and I have a get gun.
Okay, 2 things. 1, try and save Sasori. 2, really, you're gonna blow up one of your allies on the field of battle.
I'm joking.
We can
I don't
talk about it later.
Yeah.
I don't actually give a fuck about the staff.
So
I'm
my
going to die.
my legs increase my speed. Are they working or not?
No, it's as if they've been shut down.
What access do I have to any of my tech?
Anything that's implanted, I would say waist level or higher. So your riot shield, I know for a fact is.
I'm going to crawl basically backwards, because GURPS is cool that way, and keep the riot shield in front of me as I'm like crawling away from it.
Okay. In front of you as you make your way towards the smoldering wreckage of the helicopter. And, well, when you say backwards, are you going towards the castle or away?
Towards the castle, while facing where I think the explosion's coming. Setting the shield that way.
Okay. You scoot your butt uphill towards the castle, and you can start to feel the warmth, the smoldering wreckage of the helicopter behind you. Let's see, next up is Mr. Truliad.
My job's mostly been done, but there's been more gunfire, so I'm going to rush the aid of Mr. Wyatt.
Okay, you run up the stairs and see a wounded soldier and another one in the lobby in front of you, and Wyatt is bleeding profusely from the side of his chest at the top of the stairs.
What's the wounded soldier doing?
He is sort of on one butt cheek, crouched on the ground, leaning backwards and spraying wildly with an SMG in your general direction.
I'm going to try and finish him off and then go in first aid Wyatt.
Okay.
Ooh, Medic Brothers.
Hey! Pistol. It is a 12, which is a success by 1. He is on his butt.
Okay, you're rolling against the wounded guy. He will try and dodge with a penalty. He fails by 1. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, one moment, sir. I have to double check what the damage on this thing actually is. It is 2d... I'm assuming 6 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Okay. The bullet thuds into the man's armor and it compresses inwards with the force. You can hear the man gasping for air as the wind is knocked out of him.
Okay.
Let's see, you don't have enough action economy left to try and first aid on Wyatt, but you can try and do that next turn if you would like.
Okay, well I would like to do that turn. Do I have enough action economy just to shoot this guy again?
No, not unless you wanted to do an all-out attack and make it rapid.
Yeah, why not?
Alright. Go ahead and spend a few fatigue points, and roll your second attack.
Okay. Yeah, don't want to be spending more of those. Is 11. I hit again.
Okay. 9, 13. He fails the dodge once again. Go ahead and roll your damage.
12. 20.
Outstanding. Now, I believe we talked about rounds beforehand. Are you just using just regular 9mm with this?
No, I use a armor-piercing hollow point cocktail. Basically, one round's armor-piercing, the next round's hollow point, the next round's armor-piercing, the next round's hollow point.
Okay, since I didn't give you armor penetration for the last one, we'll call that the hollow point. This one will be the armor piercing. This time the man is surprised as you double tap him in the same position as before. The indentation in his armor is now filling with blood as the man gurgles and slumps over to one side.
Okay. Awesome. Full
Next-
son of a bitch.
Next up, Sasori and Co. Sasori, you can hear the sound of SMG fire coming from the hallway outside your boardroom.
Is he still in here by himself?
Yeah, I never hang around the main attack room.
Well, no, I was curious. Is Sasori in the boardroom by himself?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, what he's going to do is, being quite miffed at all this situation, he's going to calmly draw his monowire katana, fix his helmet over his head, affix the breathing ampule to his mouth, and he's going to walk out into the combat zone because this guy's going to die. He is in his castle!
You gaze your eye over the damage that was done in the lobby, and it's considerably less bad than it could have been. Castle structural integrity isn't compromised, not that that's doing much to improve your mood. You tower over the crouched body of one of the two soldiers, katana in hand. Go ahead and roll against your melee skill with a +2.
Yes, un momento, por favor.
Say, Grog, you used to do military stuff. You might need to give me some boot polishing tips sometime later.
Sure.
But I can't quite get these as shiny as I want them, and I'm basically using cheating techniques.
Is there a technique to polish a boot?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Really?
And it takes about an hour to do.
Sasori succeeds by a. Hang on. Does adding pluses to your roll, if it goes down to a critical, does that make it a critical?
Yes. It's your effective skill.
In that case, he crits on the back of the man's neck with a 4.
Okay. man doesn't get out of the way in time. He tilts his head to one side, exposing the fleshy part of his neck from underneath his armor as you swing down with the force of gravity aiding you. I'm not going to ask you to roll damage. You cut deep into the man's torso, about 6 inches in, and it splits to one side as the man slumps over backwards, dead.
I like to envision his last combo of thoughts as, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I got into the castle, oh my god, I'm gunning down a guy, I'm winning, oh my god, I'm being shot, oh my god, I'm being shot again, oh my god, it's a sword.
With that, he'll very calmly swish and flick his katana and place it back in his scabbard before exhaling, and very calmly kicking the body so that it falls onto the ground, slumps down.
With that, the last member of the attacking forces died. You hear the screeching of tires as APC units and cruisers clear the streets. Daisuke's forces chase after them for a bit, but Daisuke himself remains behind. He looks up at the entrance for a moment and begins the slow, meaningful trek back up towards the front entrance. He stands behind you in the front lobby of the room, avoiding the burning wreckage of the helicopter, and bows his head.
Sasori is going to wait for the older man to speak first. As he removes his helmet and his mouthpiece.
Sasori-sama, I have brought us allies.
Hi, Daisuke-san. However, you did not alert anyone to your leaving us when you did.
No, that is true, he says. There is pressing matters right now. I would not suggest that any of you draw close to the street, he says, gesturing over the oil tanker. The tank is full of fluoride salts. The suits the Ingawa-kai were wearing would protect them, but as for me, I do not have long.
I see. Is this some methodology of... I see. So you have opted to, how would one say, commit redemption.
I hope that in so doing I have reclaimed some small part of my honor. The one who told the Yamaguchi-gumi about the arms deal on the ship was me. But since that time, their actions have not made sense. I grew up with these men. As soon as I could hold a rifle, they put one into my hands. I never thought they would come here, let alone position me where I felt that I deserved.
They have all been playing a very long game, I believe.
I resented you, he says, raising his head. You are young, saw less, I thought. I resented your vigor, blamed it on inexperience and foreign influence. But I see now that you, all of you, he says, gesturing over the rooms, are the only ones that can stop this.
What is it that our sister, I'll do the voice actually. And what is it that our sister Yakuza organization wants in causing such chaos?
I do not know. The Yamaguchi's motivations are clouded to me, he says, pounding his fist into one other hand. That is why I have allied myself with the Anagawi-kai. They, no less than us, do not wish the Yamaguchi-gumi to take over our operations here.
I see. Sasori, well, is there any more information you may relate to me, old friend?
There is much information, but first, there is something I must do. As a higher priority, he says, looking over the smoldering ruins of the unit outside, and the crawling, prone figure of R9. There is something I can do for him, he says, as he walks to the center of the field, and the metal that once formed the husk of this creature, still white-hot, Daisuke kneels by it for a moment and then plunges his hands into the flames, ripping out from it a blue-colored cylindrical device. He walks over to the prone figure of Wyatt and says, "Give this to him," gesturing at R9's body.
Okay.
I'm not dead yet!
Neither am I, so shut up! Quit your bitching, I'm pretty sure you don't have pain receptors.
Pain is weakness leaving the body. Weakness
No.
left me long ago.
No, for me, pain is blood entering the body. Now shut up.
Right. Let's get to work.
Can someone roll a first aid on me, or do I gotta do it
I'm
myself?
going to roll a first aid on you.
Hey.
I feel happy. Oh, so happy.
You'll be stone dead in a moment. Now shut up.
I get it basically on the dot.
Uh-oh.
So, no bonus points there. So it's not going to be the most pleasant experience, but I do have a first aid kit.
I got a crash cart with me. You can use that. That's what I was bringing.
We shall use it on you. You brought your own crash cart.
Yep, that's some bitter irony I'm tasting right now.
Does it taste like sashimi?
No, that would be delicious. No, this tastes like if you've ever licked caffeine pills.
Yeah.
Very, very bitter.
Okay. It rolls at the default level. Is this a dock in the box or just a traditional crash cart?
This
Traditional trash cart is what I think it is.
Okay.
But it's to keep me from dying. But I think it has sutures and adrenaline and stuff like that.
Morphine. Blessed morphine.
Yes.
morphine, my old friend. We meet again.
And I'm cross mixing morphine with alcohol.
I have done that before. You're gonna have some great dreams tonight.
You kneel beside the sump figure of Wyatt, Winston Truliad, and peeling open the beginning of the disposable card, you notice instructions printed on it as you do. There is a adhesive tape that you're meant to apply to his extremely hairy chest and rip off of it with force before applying the paddles.
Oh.
I have trauma injury. I don't know. Don't.
Do it. Make
don't-
him suffer.
I was going to say, you wonder why
Darkness.
people often wonder why they're shaved before going to surgery.
Genuinely.
Give in to your hate, young hacker.
No, don't use ultimate power on me. I don't have that kind of wound. Defibrillation would not help me.
You need more power.
By the way, we will
swear to God.
follow appropriate medical procedure to stop this person from dying.
That would be.
If he goes into cardiac arrest on me, then we might introduce the power of full power.
You need to go into cardiac arrest, I say as I'm like.
Okay, here's the thing I have to tell you, Murderbot. Remember, I'm like the only cyberdoc in the group. You don't want me to die.
Let's see. I'm going to do it this way. Roll against your willpower first, Wyatt.
I don't want to. That sounds bad. Okay, give me a second. Willpower 14. I think I already have that ready. Yep,
Pretty high willpower.
I do. And I passed by 5 again.
Okay. Maintaining consciousness and with your margin of success, you have enough sort of togetherness left, enough sobriety left, if you will, to perform a sort of brief mental self-diagnosis as you pat around the areas of your torso that have been wounded. So go ahead and roll medical chill of your choice.
Me or him?
You, diagnosis in this case.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have diagnosis. Thank you.
Dude, you're the doctor. Just tell me what to do.
Yeah, hang on. Where are you? Hang on. Diagnosis. Oh, it's not one of my best, but let's see here. Fail by 5. My diagnosis is very wrong.
He needs to be electrocuted right now. Do it, he's dying, man.
You feel faint as the edges of shock are sort of creeping towards your consciousness. You don't have long to remain awake, but your best guess is that you can feel your heart pounding in your chest. You're going into tachycardia right now.
Okay. The words can't come. He just kind of blood-logged. Cardi.
Oh, and it also occurs to you somewhere in the back of your head that as you're losing blood and going into tachycardia, that a shot of whiskey right now might be great for calming you down.
I choose to point out, from where I was sitting, all I heard was Bertrand say blood loss and Bacardi, and I was just like, that sounds like either the best or the worst cocktail I've ever had.
Okay.
I have a blood loss and Bacardi, please.
Okay, well, we'll go through the bits. So, rip. And then we'll attach the auto dock to him, which I happen to have, and try to do this again.
I feel happy. I'm activating some of my repair bots, by the way. Oh, so happy. Zip. When the Saints go marching. No! Stupid music box and brain. Damn you, iTunes.
I'll respond to what the repair bots are up to in a second here. Let's you attach the paddles. You first rip the tape off of Wyatt's chest as he groans and burbles a little bit, and he's now got this bald spot.
I don't know bikini wax.
Got this
What
bald
a
spot now
bikini
where his
wax?
hair used to be, and you carefully attach the paddles to his chest, and hear a beeping noise as the crash cart begins to charge up, and it awaits your push of a button in order to deliver the shock. Okay.
Clear.
You shout clear as you thumb the button. You have to push it considerably hard to deliver the jolt. Wyatt, I would like you to roll against your will, please.
Fucking what? You have first aid.
I do have first aid. I didn't roll particularly well, and then you gave me bad advice, Mr. Doctor.
Okay, I passed by 5. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
I will not go out.
The electricity jolts through you, and you're surprised, this being the first time that you've been administrated over with a crash cart, just how goddamn much that crash cart hurts. You actually feel a little bit more awake now.
I want to punch him in the face.
Getting a jolt from a cart, isn't that genuinely like getting kicked in the chest? I've heard that it's like getting kicked in the chest by a horse.
Yeah.
For it.
I already got kicked in the chest with bullets, so I'm
That's
not that bad.
the wake-up call.
Yeah. Okay.
You guide, I'll do.
I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
I get to work. I start dealing with the bullet wounds. I attach an autodoc to him. I start trying to be effective.
Thank you.
Don't you dare die on me!
I'm not intending to. Don't you dare kill me.
You open the briefcase that contains the auto doctor as robotic arms and limbs, silver in color, sort of spindle out like a spider opening its legs. One, which contains a series of thread, dabs a cloth pad against the side of his torso and begins using microfibers to suture the wound shut. You recover 1 hit point and no longer need to roll to remain conscious.
Just has an angry looking face. Just...
You told me to shock you.
I didn't say a lot of things. You should know that I also got fucking shot in the torso.
Grog, about how big are your repair bots? Are they nanoscale or are they...
They're nanoscale.
Okay. You can still see the warning signs flashing in the side of your vision. The repair bots have repaired some of the initial structural damage and reconnected the cables that were severed when you were struck by the man's glaive. However, you still are unable to move your legs, and whatever it is seems to be traveling up towards where your heart used to be. It's now difficult to rotate your torso.
I'll
Daisuke
activate
stands
another
up.
one.
Okay.
Because I'm hit points down. This is the only way I recover hit points.
Daisuke stands over Wyatt right now, the blue cell clutched in one hand rudely, blood and what seems to be like guts and metallic fragments of fat dripping from it. He gestures towards the body of the fallen figure of R9 and nods at Wyatt. "You have work to do. Get up," he says.
I look at him. Motherfucker, you're gonna take the attitude down to, like, 8 notches. Alright, and I walk over and I begin doing work.
He winces in pain as you take the cell from him. You can see that on his right hand, his hand has been melted down to the point virtually of bone and sinew just being held together as he cradles it in one hand.
Question, Bertrand, because I'm going to ask Caleb to do this in a few minutes. Is there the possibility of saving him?
You can perform a diagnosis roll on him if you want to, Wyatt.
Hope it goes better than the last one. Hang on here. Diagnosis, okay. Let the bone, or let the dice fly. Failed by 4.
You're not really sure at this point what's wrong with him.
Okay.
I mean, besides the melty hand that he got from jamming his fingers into the corpse and pulling the biocell out.
Okay, so I don't really know, because I've been shot and I'm a bit drugged up right now. So I kind of look at him and go, maybe amputation would help? I don't know.
Don't worry about me, the man says, putting his hand on your shoulder. Tend to your friend here.
Is Daisuke going to die? That's my question. Like, he seems to be standing and whatnot.
He seems very committed to the idea of his own death.
Okay. I'm gonna try and help R9. So I think... What would be the associated skill? Sex appeal. It's always sex appeal.
It would be repair.
Yeah, I don't have repair, I think. I think I have... electronic operations, and I have engineer. Ah, crap, nanotechnology.
The leg bone connects to the... Not that one!
It's basic biomechanics. I mean, you've installed biomodifications before.
Yeah.
Usually I would call for a biomod roll for that, but if you've got chemistry or anatomy...
I have chemistry.
I was calling over Silas also to come and help here.
Yeah, that'd be great. Ah, passed by 1.
Okay. The cell seems to slot naturally into the sides of there's still a gaping hole on the back of R9's body, sort of near just above the small of his back. As you sort of shove the biocell in, it changes color, and the blue light that it's emitting goes dark. And after this, it just sort of sloughs off and drops outside of his body. And you're able to move your legs again. I've been penetrated, indeed.
I think Caleb's been waiting his entire character life to be able to say, I penetrated Grog.
I don't think I did. I don't think that was never a character goal. Want to go on record. That wasn't something I was wanting to do.
But sex appeal's always your answer.
It is always my answer. But to heal you, I'm like Armstrong from Fullmetal Alchemist.
What, is this a secret that has been passed down the Caleb line for generations?
Oh, it absolutely is. If you're heavily wounded, my muscular body will help you heal faster.
Moving on.
Your digital nerve cells are once again able to communicate with your lower body. You've recovered full locomotion, and diagnostics can begin.
I'm going to start fixing myself.
Yep. The repair bots start going to work, soldering here, applying gel there, and basically trying to get the most critical systems back online.
Alright, so then I'm going to stand up. Thank you, meatbags.
I'm gonna let that one slide, but you keep calling me meatbag, I'm gonna deactivate the fucking voice box.
TACnet goes off. You can try, meatbag, you can try. Oh, he doesn't have a TACnet, damn it.
Don't worry, I heard it.
Daisuke breathes a sigh of relief. There is much we have to talk about, he says, turning to Sasori, but there is little time. He gestures once again at the tanker outside. It's a chemical spill. The authorities will be here soon.
We should probably get a move on.
I've arranged something for you, he says. They're still away. The Luoyang is docked in Osaka Bay. Your casino owner can get you on it, or perhaps you can use your own influence to get on safety. The captain died in international waters, and right now the authorities are happy to have one less murder on their hands.
Sasori kind of he taps his thumb and his forefinger to his chin. He's just like, so this is it. They finally drive me from my castle like a rat.
It is not safe on the mainland, he says, but perhaps you can remain in communication with us.
I'll give credit. They finally drive you from your castle after you horribly murdered all of them. It's not a bad way to go. It's like the mousetrap that broke the trap first and then left.
Sasori will turn to Daisuke, and he will offer him. He will say, Daisuke, are you now loyal to the Sumeragi-kai?
Until the end of my days, he says with a wan smile.
Then I have one order. Then I have one order for you: to override and countermand all others, to be your single driving objective in the time you have left. Do you understand?
I do. So sorry, Sama. What can I do?
You are to live. And he will, with that, without hearing another word, he will calmly walk past him and start walking towards the helicopter.
Okay. Do you want me to try to do another diagnosis, or do you want me to just...
Well, you can do a diagnosis if you want, but that I just thought it was cool and thematic. You must.
Okay.
You are ordered to live.
Okay, everyone. Brace your buttholes, I'm rolling again. 11! I still passed. For some reason, because it was 11 last time, I didn't think anything happened, but... No, my diagnosis, as far as I can tell, passes.
You recoil for a moment as your info link lights up. Even the man's clothing is 20 times more radioactive than background. Not only is he going to die, most likely, but it's probably not even good for you to be in the same room as him.
Most people, that's their case with me, so it's fine.
Oh, wait a second. He's going to have to be buried in a lead-lined coffin, and it's going to have to be welded shut.
Ah, you read my Facebook post.
Yep.
Well, you know, I mean, we don't gotta weld it shut. I don't think radioactive zombies exist in this setting, so I think we're
No,
good.
you have to weld it shut, or else the radioactive isotopes will escape the box. Yep.
Okay. Well, do I have any potassium iodide? Just...
I mean, even if you did at this point, the radiation is all over his body at this point.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's safe for me to be around. Haha. Cause I don't have a brain, or lungs, or
gamma
organs.
Emission shielding?
Gamma radiation still damages things.
Slowly.
I'm gonna devise a implant to make you more good smart. Just...
What was that they said in Zoolander, the teaching kids to read good and other stuff?
Yes. That... Okay.
I'm gonna use the staff as a walking cane. I expect to know what it does later, BR. I want it on my character sheet.
Most def.
By the way, Caleb, do you mind horribly if my bodyguard pilots the helicopter, because he's a much better pilot than you are?
I don't mind. Also, I am both drunk and high.
It is time for you to be going, Daisuke says. Don't worry about me. I will handle the authorities.
By what, glowing in the dark?
Yes. By giving them each and every one of them a hug.
Here's what I tell him at this point. I tell Daisuke, I tell him basically what I know. I go, I have my submachine gun handy, and I ask him, do you want me to do you a favor? And I kind of give him a look like, you know...
With that sex appeal.
No, I mean like, you know, bullet in the head. Because I tell him, look, I'm gonna level with you straight up, Daisuke, man. Death by radiation poisoning is not a fast death.
He's gonna live for about 30 days and then die.
Yeah, and your body will degenerate. So I'm not threatening you. I'm asking you if you would like to not die screaming.
The man stares you in the eye for a moment. This is not the first time you've had to tell someone they're about to die, but so far it seems to you like this man is made of iron on the inside. Doesn't flinch, doesn't hesitate. He tells you, it's alright. I might have to do myself at some point, but there's a mess to be cleaned up here, and it's no less than I deserve.
Okay. If anything... Alright, so how sacred do I... Nope, none. I go to my chopper and I pull out a hatchet and tell him, if you want to take your life, here you go. That ought to do it.
The man looks over the hatchet and begins to protest for a moment, but then stifles it and nods, thanking you.
I'm gonna leave him with a hobo knife. This means a lot to me. It should
like
kill
a fruit
you.
basket.
Exactly. You're dying. Here, have weapons to kill yourself with.
He's a little confused now, you can tell, but he nods and accepts the hobo knife.
I mean, I would offer him my shotgun Cobain's mic, but it's special to me.
Get to the casino, he says to the rest of you. The ship is there.
Okay.
Crash out in the back of my helicopter because I'm tired.
Walk, walk, walk. Hobble, hobble, hobble. Keep going, repair bots. Keep going.
Yeah, your repair bots are still doing your thing as you all pile into the back of the helicopter. No, actually, I should mention, this is an opportunity to say, is there anything you want to take with you from Nagoya Castle before you leave?
Oh, fuck
The
yes.
gap gun, the gap gun, the gap gun, the gap gun, the gap gun.
Yeah, we're taking... Bertrand, we're taking the Gap gun. I'm going to order my Yojimbo, who's going to be piloting the helicopter, to pick up all of the augments that didn't explode. Yay!
I would also say we might want to get a better form of air transit, because that thing barely fits 5. And there's more than... I think there is 5 of us plus Murderbot plus anything else you're trying to carry.
In that case, what we'll do is we'll just take your helicopter to the local airfield. I have a private jet there.
That will work better.
So you guys go over the outside of the castle, stripping bodies and looking for salvage. You find a few useful parts from the helicopter, and you also come across the mobile, what looks like a briefcase with wheels at this point, so one contained the monitor of Rachel. You also have the glaive, the Gep gun. Anything else?
Yes. I want to know, did that helicopter have a minigun?
It did not have a minigun.
Damn
it!
it!
Indeed appears to have no armaments of any kind.
Oh, but Fallout 4.
Shush.
You do have some parts from the command and control, the telemetry that guides the system, which might prove useful.
Now, BR, at the very beginning of the session, you mentioned a chrome briefcase that got revealed.
Yes.
I would like to take that, please.
It's surprisingly light in your hands.
I have no idea what's in it.
It's got a telescopic monitor that can display a face. It's got an info link connection. It's got some amount of hardware that you can take a look at later, but right now it just looks like a small oval with wheels and a handle.
Good. We will be taking that.
Okay, you pile all of your equipment into the back of the helicopter as it sort of slowly rumbles to life. You're able to tell that this helicopter isn't apparently damaged, as near as you can tell, and in your Yojimbo's expert hands, it slowly sputters and lifts off into the air. You have an excellent view of the ecumenopolis of Japan as below. 1,000 points of light dot the night sky as high rises that seem to stretch on into the infinity penetrate the sky and whirl about you. Eventually, for much longer, about 40 minutes in the air. You set down near the casino's helipad in Osaka Bay. The casino is in full swing tonight, and the owner is away, unable to greet you as he normally does. But you have the run of the place, as near as you can tell, and the Luo Yang, you're told, is waiting for you outside.
It's off to see the ship, the wonderful ship of getting us the hell out of here.
Bertrand, what I want to do is, covertly, because there are quite a few of them, I would assume, I'm going to contact every single one of the I can English. Fucking hell, Jesus, that's special. Of the Sumeragi-kai lodges that are in the area, basically the lodges, because A, we need a crew, and B, I need soldiers to make sure this, if when we eventually get attacked at sea, it's crammed with soldiers that want to shoot people in the face.
Also, can we get new equipment? And also, can I get proper healing? Because I literally have 1 health point right now.
I can try to heal you.
There is a pretty... It's not state-of-the-art, but there's a medical bay on board the ship that has equipment that you'd be familiar with. You can get, I would say, we're actually going to use the roll here, Evan. So go ahead and tell me how many allies you're able to get.
Okay, how does the roll work? Sorry.
Let's see, it's 50 to 100, and let me look up the section. Just make sure I want to get this right.
It's 3d6, dependent on the frequency that they show up. So, my ally, which is 3d6, only appears on a 4, 5 or less. Very rarely show up.
Do you want me to? How many times do you want me to roll this, essentially?
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking here. Allied dies through no fault of yours. No, I'm just looking at page 37 here. So let me know if you spot the section first. Let's see, okay, and we'll figure into a given adventure only if the GM rolls less than or equal to that number of 3D. Okay, so I will roll. 15. Okay.
Your dice tower just sounds so sexy.
It does. It really does.
Thank you. It's difficult to get words out to all the lodges. You send them to where you think they're supposed to go, but few acknowledge what's going on right now. You're able to lay your hands on 2 bodyguards who respond, enough to crew the ship, the same crew that brought it into the docks. They're still there, at the ready. And another person who claims to have heard that he's looking for work. Actually, it's a she, excuse me. Her name is Francesca.
Hint, nudge, wink, wink.
She's already waiting for you by the docks.
I've been waiting long? Question mark.
So that'll give you a total of possibly 4 operatives to have on board the ship, plus the regular crew.
Wow. Bertrand, can we just, we will acquire equipment and then put to sea, I think.
You want to go visit the arms dealer? How would you wish to go about getting your hands on equipment?
Would you guys mind horribly if we called it soon, because I have to go to bed?
Yeah,
Sure.
So do I, realistically. So, Bertrand, can we call it here and start it again later on when we're setting sail and all that jazz?
Absolutely, that'll work for me.
Combat was long. Quick
Okay.
question. Who was Dan due to play?
He was going to reprise his role as Juan Lebedev. Maybe if we're lucky we can get him in next time.
I am not going to America. There is no way in hell I'm going anywhere near America.
Fuck you too.
As a matter of fact, if he asks me to go to America, I'm going to introduce him to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
Fuck you too, buddy.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this, our 10th session. Bit of a milestone, I think. Been going on for 2 weeks at a time this time, so thank you all for joining us, and I hope you had as much fun as I did. Take care.